When it comes to magic and fantasy anime, having an overpowered main character at times can feel like a necessity, and because of this, many anime start to feel repetitive over time. However, one way to spice things up and keep the plot interesting is by placing the anime in a school setting and making the main character a transfer student who gets severely underestimated but surprises everyone after revealing their true strength. So, if this is a topic that interests you, stick around, as today we'll be counting down the top 10 anime where the overpowered main character is an underestimated transfer student. But with all that being said, let's jump right into the video, starting off with number 10, Quanzhi Fashi. The aloof high schooler Mao Fan has found himself in a universe similar yet distinctly different from his own mundane one. It is a place where magic has replaced the essence of science, and here the most capable students are taught to master the wonders of spellworking to fend off large devastating beasts that lurk in the forest surrounding the city. Like in his previous life, Mao Fan remains the son of a poor laborer and the older stepbrother of a crippled sister. Despite these disadvantages, he dreams of attending a magic school to become a magician, a highly respected and lucrative trade, in order to repay his father for his hard work. And eventually, Mao Fan is accepted into a renowned magic institution. However, rumors spread about his poverty and lack of magical ability, labeling him the Academy's laughingstock. Nonetheless, Mao Fan manages to harness not only the powerful fire element, but also the rare lightning element. Now armed with dual abilities, Mao Fan begins his journey of becoming the greatest magician the world has ever seen. Number 9, Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Since the discovery of Simone Syndrome 30 years ago, thousands of young people have traveled to fantasy worlds, but the few returnees managing to keep the special abilities that they acquired in those parallel universes. One such adventurer, known as Akatsuki Osawa, who's been named the Rogue Hero, discards his peaceful life in the fantasy world of Alzard to face new challenges upon returning to Earth. He comes back with Miyu, the daughter of the Demon King who he defeated, and is now forced to hide her true identity by having her pose as his little sister. And the two soon join Babel, a special school designed for those who have acquired special abilities and magical powers through their journeys to a fantasy world. Babel was seemingly founded to train young interdimensional travelers and guide them to the right path for the sake of both humanity and themselves, but its true purpose remains unclear to the pseudo-siblings. Now, Akatsuki and Miyu must find a way to overcome the hostile and powerful student council to uncover the forces at play behind the scenes. Number 8, Noblesse. The Noblesse, known as Rai, is enrolled at Yiran High School by his servant Frankenstein to stay hidden from the sights of the Union, a mysterious organization that is out for Rai's blood. Rai commences his life as a student, making himself familiar with his classmates and the daily activities of humans. However, his new life is far from peaceful, and Rai is soon forced to save his new friends from the hands of the Union that abducted them. Meanwhile, M21, a Union agent gone rogue during Rai's rescue operation, joins Yiran High School's security staff after a proposition by the school's director, who happens to be none other than Frankenstein himself. On the surface, M21 is a prim and proper employee, but the truth is he is shackled by his former ties to the Union and the inevitable consequences of betraying the organization. To further complicate matters, Regis K. Longri and Sierra J. Loyard enroll in the same school to investigate the Noblesse, and now that the Union is closing in on the school, they are forced to conduct a manhunt for M21 to extract all clues regarding their missing agents, as Rai is forced to keep his identity hidden while protecting all that he holds dear. Number 7, Codebreaker. Although cheerful and delicate, Sakura Sakurakuji is a skilled martial artist with a sense of fairness and never falters no matter the situation. And thus, upon witnessing people burning in blue flames while on a bus ride home, she calls the police to bring the murderer to justice, only to find that there is no evidence remaining. However, all of her doubts about what she just saw vanish the very next day when the new transfer student Ryogami joins her class, who just so happens to be the same boy that she witnessed commit murder in cold blood. Contradicting all of Sakura's accusations on Rei, he is kind and sweet and quickly becomes popular amongst his classmates. However, soon enough she learns that his true nature is that of a codebreaker, or one who does not exist. And to Sakura's shock, Rei is armed with mysterious power and seeks to exact justice according to his own principle of an eye for an eye. Now, determined to bring Rei to the right path, Sakura keeps him close in hopes of redeeming him from his ways before anyone else gets hurt. Number 6, Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. 14-year-old Iruma Suzuki has been unfortunate all of his life, having to work to earn money for his irresponsible parents despite being underage. One day he finds out that his parents had sold him to the demon Sullivan. However, Iruma's worries about what will become of him are soon relieved, as Sullivan merely wants a grandchild, pampering him and making him attend the demon school of Babylos. At first, Iruma tries to keep a low profile in fear of his peers discovering out that he is a human. Unfortunately, this ends up being more difficult than he expected, as it turns out that Sullivan himself is a chairman of the school, and now everyone expects Iruma to become the next Demon King. Iruma immediately finds himself in an outrageous situation when he is forced to chant a forbidden spell in front of the entire school. With this, Iruma instantly earns a reputation that he does not want. Even so, he's bound to be roped into more bizarre circumstances as he continues to train and become worthy of the title of the next Demon King. Number 5. Blue Exorcist. Humans and demons are two sides of the same coin, as are Ostia and Gienah, which are their respective worlds, with the only way of traveling between realms is by means of possession. However, Satan, the ruler of Gienah, cannot find a suitable host to possess and therefore remains imprisoned in his own world. In a desperate attempt to conquer Ostia, he sends his son instead, intending for him to eventually grow into a vessel capable of possession by the Demon King. Blue Exorcist proceeds to follow Rin Okamura, who appears to be an ordinary yet somewhat troubled teenager, that is until one day when he is ambushed by demons. And his world quickly turns upside down when he discovers that he is in fact the very son of Satan, and that his demon father wishes for him to return so that they can conquer. Not wanting to join the king of Gienah, Rin decides to enroll at an academy to begin his training to become an exorcist so that he can fight to defend Ostia alongside his brother Yukio. Whilst at the academy, Rin appears to be an outlier, never excelling in any of his classes. However, as he continues to master his demonic powers, he inches ever closer to his goals of protecting Ostia from the wrath of his father, the Demon King. Number 4. World Trigger. When a gate to another world suddenly opens on Earth, Nikaido City is invaded by strange creatures known as neighbors, malicious beings impervious to all traditional weaponry. In response to their arrival, an organization called the Border Defense Agency has been established to combat the neighbors through special weaponry called triggers. Even though several years have passed since the gate first opened, neighbors are still a threat and the members of Border remain on guard to ensure the safety of the planet. Despite this delicate situation, members in training such as Osamu Mikomo are not permitted to use their triggers outside of headquarters, but when the mysterious new student in his class is dragged into a forbidden area by bullies, they are attacked by neighbors, and Osamu has no choice but to do what he believes is right. Much to his surprise, however, the new transfer student Yuma Kuga makes short work of the aliens, revealing that he is a humanoid neighbor in disguise. Now these two boys alongside the rest of their class must do everything in their power to fight back against the extraterrestrial creatures and reclaim their land once and for all. Number 3. Kill La Kill. After the murder of her father, Ryuko Matoi has been wandering the land in search of his killer. Following her only lead, the missing half of his invention, the Scissor Blade, she arrives at the prestigious Hanju Academy, a high school unlike any other. The academy is ruled by the imposing and cold-hearted student council president Satsuki Kiriwin, alongside her powerful underlings, the Elite Four. And in the school's brutally competitive hierarchy, Satsuki bestows upon those at the top special uniforms called Goku uniforms, which grant the wearers unique superhuman abilities. Thoroughly beaten in a fight against one of the students in uniform, Ryuko retreats to her home where she stumbles across Senketsu, a rare sentient kamui or god clove. After coming into contact with Ryuko's blood, Senketsu awakens, latching onto her and providing her with immense power. Now armed with both Sengetsu and the Scissor Blade, Ryuko makes her stand against the Elite Four, hoping to reach Satsuki and uncover the culprit behind her father's murder. Number 2. Wise Man's Grandchild. In the kingdom of Earlside, Merlin Wolford was once regarded as a national hero, hailed for both his power and achievements. Preferring a quiet life, however, he secludes himself deep within the rural woods, dedicating his time to raising an orphan that he saved. This orphan is Shin, a normal salaryman in modern-day Japan who is reincarnated into Merlin's world while still retaining his past memories. And as the years pass, Shin displays unparalleled talent in both magic casting and martial arts, much to Merlin's constant amazement. On his 15th birthday, however, it becomes apparent that Shin has only developed his combat skills and nothing else, leaving him with blatant social awkwardness, a lack of common sense, and a middling sense of responsibility. As a result, Shin enrolls in the kingdom's magic academy to hone his skills and mature among the other teenagers. However, living a normal life is impossible, as he is established as a local celebrity almost as soon as he arrives. Wise Man's Grandchild proceeds to follow Shin Wolford's high school life in the capital as he makes new friends, learns about the world, and fights off the various forces of evil surrounding both him and the city. Number 1. Tokyo Raven. Onmyoto magic was once a powerful technique used by the Japanese during the Second World War in order for them to gain an upper hand and establish their nation as a formidable force. But Japan was quickly defeated after the revered Onmyoji Yaku Tsukimachido caused a great spiritual disaster, an event which plagues Tokyo to this very day. As a result of this mishap, the Onmyu Agency was established in order to exercise further spiritual disasters and combat against any demons that would make their way into the human realm. Now, Onmyoto magic has become far more modern, simplified, and refined for use in a wide variety of applications such as medicine and technology. However, not everyone is able to utilize the magic, as is the case with Harutora, who is a member of Tsukimichido's branch family. Despite an old promise to protect Natsume, who is the heir of the Tsukimichido's main family, and Yuko's supposed reincarnation as her familiar, Haruto has no talent and chooses to live a normal life instead. Nonetheless, Harutora is still forced to join the Onmyo Academy, but when a prominent member of the Onmyo Agency attempts to recreate the same experiment which led to Japan's downfall, he decides to make good on his word and fight by Natsume's side in order to save Japan. Well, there you have it, my list of the top 10 anime where the overpowered main character is an underestimated transfer student. So, if you made it to the end of this video and enjoyed it or found it helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to stay updated with all future anime recommendations. In addition to that, if you have any genres you would like for me to cover in future videos, let me know down in the comment section. But until next time, signing out.